here in the grand finals. $7,242 was the prize pool this season, and obviously that's going to get divvied up. But here we go into the draft, and there we are. We've got Leviathan. They're going to be on the Dire squad. It's the side that they elected to play on. It was Sneaky Nyx Assassins that wanted the first pick here, and they used that to get Razor, and they'll take the Phantom Assassin as their second pick. Leviathan, they started out with a Void and a Death Prophet, and quickly through the bans, it's Lycan, Brew, Viper, and Skywrath that will get banned out. So the Phantom Assassin and the Faceless Void, it's kind of interesting because obviously last patch it was like Faceless Void owns Phantom Assassin because you chrono, the evasion's gone, and the Phantom Assassin dies. But now it's kind of the opposite because it no longer disables passives. You chrono the Phantom Assassin and then you can't do anything. So the Phantom Assassin seems like a pick in response to the Faceless Void. It can obviously jump on the Death Prophet, will have great burst damage for the Death Prophet. So we'll see how they use it in that regard. Silence from the Death Prophet can maybe be a bit of a nuisance, and then the first pick is Razor. He's a strong laner, he can work basically anywhere, so I'm sure the Razor will be fine. Quickly more bans. The Respect ban coming out for Jenkins Pudge. I saw him play that at the lower bracket finals the other night. It was absolutely ridiculous. Started off a little flat, but when it got online, it was just incredible. So the Pudge, the Tidehunter, and then we'll actually see Omni Knight banned out. Sneaky Nyx Assassins, I think, have been running that a little bit recently, and they'll take out the Mirana as well. And just so, real quick, you can check out the brackets here. You see the grand finals, Sneaky Nyx Assassins up against Leviathan. Leviathan had to beat Tengen and Root Gaming to get here, and obviously quite a few teams before that to get the lower bracket in round 7. It was Tengen that dropped down Leviathan. Boreal was the team that fell to the Nyx Assassins. And then the Nyx Assassins also took out Tengen. Leviathan was able to get their revenge. And now we find ourselves here in the finals. And now we're also still waiting for that third pick. We saw those bans. The Pudge ban out is the funniest thing to me, honestly. It's a good one. Thank you, Spangler. Yeah, so first place team is going to get $4,337. The second place team will take home just under $2,000. So if you're watching in-game, those are the values. They're also there in the chat if you're watching on stream. So check that out, twitch.tv/playcevo1, guys. Hopefully we can get a lot of you in here tonight. But Leviathan clearly looking for some push as they will draft up that Jakiro third. I mean, there's potential. It's a core Jakiro. Also, potential Faceless Void is either the 1 roll or the offlaner 3 roll. Invented by IX Mike and will be played here against IX Mike. So if anyone knows the hero, it's probably that guy who is actually the purple player right now. But yeah, we'll see what Jakiro wants to do. Liquid Fire, obviously the namesake spell here. That is really strong. Maybe a little too strong, personally. At least in the fact that it doesn't cost mana. The cooldown at rank 4 is 4 seconds, and it doesn't give stick charges because it doesn't cost mana. I don't know. Some of it's a bit ridiculous. The values are kind of crazy as well, but I wouldn't necessarily want to reduce those. Maybe nerf the spell in some other ways. I don't know. That's maybe something that will come up further down the road in patches, because Jakiro's been getting a lot of play, mainly because he's a support that pushes towers so incredibly well, and you can sort of put him in the farming role if you want to end these games. We'll see what the Sneaky Nyx Assassins will respond with, though, with their third. They're going to go Doom, so the only way I've really seen Doom so far in the rosters since the changes, since the patch of 6.82 and the subsequent B and C patches, it's just been Doom in the off lane. Still, he can play middle, he can jungle, he can go bottom. But for the most part, it's been a lot of Doom in the offlane, because you will look here, Sneaky Nyx Assassins, Razor's probably going mid, or PA, put those midders safe, and then that leaves an offlaner, and I think it might be Doom. Doom versus Centaur. Doom won't have a great time, but he's got Devour Gold, he's got Scorched Earth, he can probably run away. And now the Vengeful Spirit comes out, so there's a support pick for the Sneaky Nyx Assassins, looking to get their swap on, and Venge is a hero that I do love to use against the Faceless Void. Swap him out of his own chrono, swap your ally out of the own chrono. It's one of the only spells that will change someone's position in a chronosphere, so it's very, very powerful. But the Centaur War Runner pick,
5 seconds.
Well, now that kind of changes things up for Leviathan. Does the Centaur go off lane, or is it going to be a safe lane farming hero? Really up to Leviathan, which is why drafts like this are good, because it's ambiguous and it keeps the other team guessing at the lanes. Honestly, they probably don't care because they'll have Doom just devour creeps on cooldown in the off lane. So what Doom is up against might not matter all that much. Wraith King to get banned out here. I believe Nahaz and some others were Googling? I don't think that's the right word. I think I wanted ogling. I don't even know if that is a word. But over Ush's stats, he's 16-0 on Wraith King in competitive professional matches. He did actually have one loss, but they didn't count it because it was an NEL, which Mike said proves that NEL was clearly the hardest arena. I could only agree, as Wraith King will be banned out. Obviously a good hero, has a good pushing aura, would fit the lineup, would offer initiation, because right now they don't have much. PA Blink in, Venge Swap, maybe a Blink and a Centaur Stomp from the Doom, whatever that is even called, and it'll be Witch Doctor taken out by the Sneaky Nyx Assassins. They saw Nusham get a rampage on a Witch Doctor the other night. They know what's up. So Witch Doctor to fall, and Leviathan going for their last pick right now. Maybe a hero that'll synergize along with the Lesh, maybe add some more push. The Lesh. Okay, Lesh is the hero I was thinking. Synergize with the Jakiro, maybe someone like a Lesh, land a stun off the Ice Path, also help push towers. But probably not. We'll just have to see what they go for.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
They got pretty quick drafts for them. They got a minute plus of their reserve time remaining, so plenty of time to think about this last hero. I'm trying to think of other good supports. Obviously, Wraith King, Mirana. You got Shadow Demon or Bane potentially to pick up. Lena's been seeing a little bit more play. That Ags on Lena is actually pretty ridiculous. Maybe pick up the Nyx against the Nyx Assassins, make some space. Maybe a hero that can farm it up in the jungle, a Sand King supports. Could even go, if you want to get greedy, pick up an Enigma, but I think that might backfire against the Ultra Greed of a Doom. Plenty of options available. I kind of like the Lash, just more tower push. Like, Doom is there, Doom can't do anything to stop the push, so just get that tower with Edict and Liquid Fire in like 2 seconds, and then maybe rotate, take out the middle tower. I don't think the Sneaky Nyx Assassins will really be able to fight all that early. It's once they get a couple items online that they get really scary. More levels on the Venge, maybe like Phase Drums on PA, maybe the Mech on Razor, and the Blink on Doom, they get really scary. But Leviathan will go Spirit Breaker. So already I'm thinking Jenkins is going to be on the Spirit Breaker. You got yourself maybe a duo off lane? Or just a support Spirit... Okay, I guess maybe just a support Spirit Breaker along with the Jakiro. I don't know what hero Sunken or Nushin will want to take in that regard, which I guess leaves Jenkins on either the Centaur or the Void, but we'll just wait to find out. It's Sneaky Nyx Assassins now, their turn for their last pick. They're going to need another support. They might want another stun, just so Spirit Breaker doesn't have a field day charging people, because look at it right now. Doom? I guess actually Level Death will cancel it. Razor can't cancel Charge or Nether Strike. Phantom Assassin can't cancel Charge or Nether Strike. Doom has to use his ultimate or Level Death, which you don't normally have early on when the charging is going to be really annoying. It's up to Venge with the Magic Missile in the early game to cancel anything Spirit Breaker will do. So another support with a stun that's guaranteed would be nice. Like Witch Doctor, but they banned him out.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Earthshaker.
Ah, that's a good one as well. Earthshaker coming into play. Might be hard to land the Fisher on the moving Spirit Breaker. I don't think just putting it in the way is going to be enough, since he will just go over terrain while he's charging. But should be enough with his mini stuns to make it almost impossible to get off the Nether Strike, or whatever it's called. That seems right. I don't know. But Sunken picks up the Spirit Breaker. We got Jakiro, going to be played by Nusham. Lost is the support for the Sneaky Nyx Assassins. I know he's playing on another team right now as well. I don't know what role he plays for that, but generally in my past experience, Lost has always been that sort of core player, so this is sort of a new role for him. So we'll switch over to those in-game overlays now. And we can introduce the teams here. So it's the first best of 3, as you'll notice. We just have the best of 3 score tickers up top. And it's Sneaky Nick's Assassins. If they win the next 2 games, well, the grand finals are over. It's up to Leviathan to win 2 full best of 3. So at minimum, Leviathan can win it in 4 games. At maximum, this series overall could go for 6. We will see how it plays out here. So the game 1 in the first best of 3 of the CEVO Season 5 Grand Finals. Prize pool in the bottom right corner. Jenkins and crew going to smoke up. Jenkins, Centaur, Shredder on the Void. Shibby on the Death Prophet. My camera controls are not set, but now they are. They'll find Fluff and stuff, and that's going to be the early first blood. Shibby on the Death Prophet going to get the kill. We got Nusham on the Jakiro, and Jenkins on that Centaur War Runner. And, well, who was it that died? They're actually still trying to chase some people out of here. Alright, for the Nick's Assassins, Fluff and Stuff, the one that already has given up that early kill on the Vengeful Spirit, he'll be supporting up. In the middle lane, it'll be Ush on the Phantom Assassin. Off lane, IX Mike on the Doom, Boots first, Clarity, and some Tangos, so not a big surprise there in his item build. We got Sna playing on the Razor, and Lust on that Earthshaker. Throwing out a... That was kind of interesting. That's a lot of mana to throw out. Trying to block him off the rune, but didn't work, and we'll have to wait a while to get up another Fissure. So I'm kind of unsure about that decision, but in the grand scheme of things, it might not matter too much. So Jenkins offlane, Centaur War Runner. I think the most standard hero we've seen him play recently in CEVO Season 5 throughout these postseason games. Middle lane, Ush versus Shibby. We'll see if Ush wants to go for a bottle still in 6.82. I would imagine he will on the Phantom Assassin. Should have a decent time. I think the lane farm will go fairly even, as this is already... Was it a charge over onto Mike? It was. I got that illusion rune too. Trying to body block him out. To get him to half HP, we'll start forcing out some of his regen. Mike doesn't show up to the lane with a lot of regen, and that could maybe backfire. You can always buy some more, and... Well, he does have the Clarity for Scorched Earth, so he can maybe use that to regen up later on as well. As the supports, Lust already getting that pull through. Fluff chaining it to the big camp, actually. Fails, unfortunately, so this is going to give Jenkins a lot of experience in the offlane. Once he realizes it, that he's going to get another wave, he'll see it in a second. Oh, 2 creep waves? I'll just sit at my tower and wait for it. Although, that's a nice block. So, eating through the trees, nicely done there by Jenkins. Going to be able to get through that path. And back to safety. Uh-oh, Plasma Field coming in, just rank 1. Jenkins gets pretty low. His regen's almost gone. And he's not close to that ring of regen. He's not close to getting any pair of boots or anything like that. The Tranquils are a ways off. He might be forced to bring out a salve or something on that courier. But he will be getting a decent amount of XP from this wave. Nick's Assassins are obviously going to want to look for the kill here. And the Fissure's that long-range initiation. Look at the wraparound already from Fluff as well. They don't want to give him the experience, so they'll even zone him away from the Tier 1 tower. And the tower, well, they don't need experience, but it's going to go ahead and eat up all of those creeps, which means Jenkins is going to have a difficult life down here. But level 2, we'll see how he progresses, and once he rotates away, that'll obviously make his life... Or once these supports from Sna maybe rotate away if they don't find a kill here, maybe they put their sights on Shibby in the middle lane, look to shut down the Death Prophet.
Bottom tower is under attack.
That'll give him some more space to catch back up. But for now, it's already a lot of early damage on this tower. They're thinking about going back in. You see the charge out from the Spirit Breaker. That maybe backfired a little bit. Now they'll bring back the Plasma Field, and that's a kill. Put 2 points in the Static Link when he went in for that, and the charge is coming down here all the way onto the Earthshaker. The TP back, Sunken is there, Ice Path to catch out Fluff, and Fluff's going to take his second death, so a quick response here, Liquid Fire to burn him down. Nusham's Jakiro gets the kill. The quick response coming down to the bottom lane makes it Leviathan up ahead 2-1 right now, and I believe Centaur War Runner's there for the kill, so he will get some of that nice experience. But we're not done yet. Lust is in some trouble now. Sna shows up with a Static Link, and he'll put that to an end. It's going to force Sunken to retreat out, grabbing, what, 56 damage away from that with 2 points in Static Link. And obviously the new cooldown being applied to that in 6.82 really has toned down his lane dominance slightly. Oh, wow, actually, okay, neutrals. I was like, Camera War can't be that bad in game 1 already. He'll go down to the neutrals, free trip back to base. He's got brown boots, bottom out. Doom finishing Tranquils, level 3, almost 4. So you can see he is about 350 gold ahead of that offline Centaur War Runner. Roughly half a level ahead as well. Actually more than that, almost a whole level ahead. But Shredder is getting some nice farm. He's got a Gloves of Haste. Now obviously you can turn this into a few things. He can go Treads. I think he'll just use it to build the Treads. But he could go Midas. He could hold on to it for a Maelstrom. That's going to be up to him, as they will find out Lust. Lust can be very disruptive with his spells here. And let's see. Ush is there to back him up. Lust will get off that one stun. Nushim is going to fall. No, the dagger doesn't quite kill him, but the tower will. The bottle trip is still not going to be enough to let him live. Now Ush jumping onto Sunken. The supports rotate over maybe a little too aggressively, and we'll give up 2 kills. And it's actually 2-3 right now, with 2 kills for Leviathan since the neutral deny. And I'll do it again. Thank you for ruining the scoreboard, Lust. I'm going to commend you after this game. It is Nyx Assassins with the kill advantage right now, despite the scoreboard saying otherwise. Quickly, we'll check the graphs. Still a very tight game, despite some of the kills. But that was a pretty big rotation towards the middle lane. It allowed Ush to get a lot. Ush actually a little bit behind in levels, although being ahead in CS right now. And the charge comes in. That Crypt Swarm actually missed, and there is less damage on that now, only 150, and Sunken's going to get blocked in. Trying to play, you know, as aggressive as possible on the Spirit Breaker, but having a hard time with the rotations. Even Vengeful Spirit going to come in and get involved in this assist goal, but these Crypt Swarms just like bringing Ush and Lust so low. But it's not quite enough. Even the previous Crypt Swarm, you maybe would have had another extra like 75 or 100 damage out there over 2 or 3 Crypt Swarms. It still wouldn't have been quite enough, I don't think. But Mike could be the new target of aggression. They've TP'd up top the Jakiro and the Spirit Breaker. So Mike, they just need vision on him. They'll probably throw the charge. Checking out Dire Vision, or Radiant Vision for that matter. No wards for Mike. I don't know if they were dealt with or what. And they'll just have vision on him now. The Ice Path goes, the charge coming in. Meanwhile, Razor gets a kill in the bottom lane. Void's going to jump forward with a Time Walk, and they'll throw the Chrono. That's going to allow Sunken to wail on him as well. Mike's got that regen, but the Bash coming into play, and Faceless Void gets that kill. Meanwhile, bottom, it was Sna who brought down the Centaur War Runner, and they also got the tower last hit going over to the Vengeful Spirit. So 600 gold in the bank right now, and that's Tranquil Boots for fluff and stuff. So lots of Tranks coming out this game. We got Centaur pulling out his Tranks, Vengeful Spirit, Doom prior to that, and both mid laners going to pick up their Phase Boots here at the 6-minute mark. Phase Boots for the PA and the Death Prophet, and look at that. We'll deny the Rune, and more so, it's IX Mike, the Doom, that picks up the smoke, and will look to rotate off that lane before he has Doom. Maybe he'll jungle up for the Doom. He does have a Devour ready, and he will just take the Hellbear. I thought he might want to try to gank with that Dark Troll net, but he'll just not worry about it. He's got the Swiftness Aura now. Middle lane, though, we've got Shibby in a lot of trouble. The rotation over. They're trying to get into this if they can. The fish are going to disrupt. That's going to delay the Ice Path. I think Ice Path might finish if it hit. Oh, the charge comes in, and there's the kill. Sunken going to take a tower hit for his troubles. And we'll actually get out of that scot-free. Ush thinks about throwing a dagger. Can he get the crit here on it? Doesn't get the crit on attacks or the dagger, but will get the kill, and it's a double kill now for Ush in the middle lane. He brought down the Death Prophet. Now they've sectioned off Nushim. Ush can go back in on this. There's nothing they can do. Ice Path, that's lasting 8 seconds. It's going to take a while to get away from that. The dagger comes in. There's your crit. 225 red damage, and suddenly it's an Ush triple kill. Now Jenkins decides he wants a piece. The charge from Sunken coming back in. And while space is being created, this Faceless Void, Shredder is farming all the while, but Ush proving very hard to bring down. He goes back in, looking for the delayed Ultra, but the Double Edge actually brings him down. Who did that charge transfer over to? It didn't look like it went to Ush. Maybe it went to the neutrals here. But yeah, nice triple kill. Killing spree, or double kill, and was he on a killing spree? Yeah, he was. Possibly even on a dominating spree. And it's going to be the Centaur War Runner that will bring him down, going 1-3-1, but now he's up to level 6. Speaking of level 6, we talked about the space created for that Void. He will be brought down. The first use of Doom, and of course the Magic Missile. 2 points in that, by the way. So Fluff changing up that skill order a little bit. The Death Ball push isn't quite as encouraged as it was, so you might see the skill build going back into the Magic Missile as opposed to your Wave of Terror and your Vengeance aura. And the magic missile will shut that charge down. It's going to be shutting down future charges and nether strikes for days, I would imagine. It's going to be really annoying. I think Spirit Breaker is... well, they picked it last. I think it is a decent last pick. And it does have the opportunity to succeed. There's not a whole lot of stuns this game. Razor in the bottom lane. He's got his treads. He's got his Aquila. We'll check out the items as a whole. Shredder's going. Yeah, he did use the Gloves of Haste to finish the power treads here on the Void. He's almost got the Mask of Madness as well. He's farming quite nicely. The leader of the pack for the entire game. 57 and 12 there. 46 and 19 for Shibby. So a lot of farm in the mid lane. Death Prophet. Doom suffering a little bit. 25 and 1, but obviously he's jungling and has Devour Gold. And Ush not getting the best of the mid lane, but did find a double kill there and 4 kills overall, involved in 7. So that's nice. I think he's involved in every single one of their kills. Except for maybe 1? I think that sounds about right. So he's doing alright. We'll check net worths, because that's going to be more telling. Yeah, Ush is out front. 4.4k. Razor at 4.3. The farm is nice, but it's not enough to keep Shredder at top of the pack. Him and the Death Prophet tied at about 3.9. Centaur continues to look for that Blink 800 in the tank. Shibby probably going to want to get that Yule Scepter. And who gets the mech? Like, Nushin would like to get it, but it's going to be a long way off. I think Spirit Breaker will have his eyes set on an Urn of Shadows. Probably going to be the best pickup that he can grab. Razor's going straight for the Aghanim Scepter. They want to get that push online, and the Doom will go out. Shibby, though, still going to be quite fast. Witchcraft not going to be disabled. Now the charge is coming in. Ice Path there. PA is around. I don't know if they want to fight this. There's not a lot of magic damage they have until Centaur shows up. There it is. The double edge getting Ush quite low. But he's got 2 points in Blur right now. Now Sna rotating up from that bottom lane. Gets a static link. Able to take 112 damage as they will just retreat. Exorcism was even thrown out here by Shibby. He's got that Invis rune. He'll just stand close by. And it should be Sna here on the Razor to fall. We'll wand up and try to run out of this. And will actually live with 15 HP. Now Lust may be in some trouble. Shredder could time walk forward, but did already use the Chronosphere. Now Fluff wanted to get in, wanted to get a swap out. He does have it. That increased range here in 6.82, but he still won't be able to find it. And Shibby didn't do a lot of damage with that. Didn't even get all of his health back. Exorcism needs to do damage if you want to return that HP, and he gets almost none. So you see how ineffective that first Exorcism actually was. As the Nyx Assassins, they're not assassins this game. They're just going to stand in front of the tower and beat it down. Keep anyone away with those stifling daggers. Keeping it hard to breathe up here in the middle lane. Jenkins, though, going to farm up. He's going to take this time, a bit of space. He's got some wards handed over to him from Sunken, so he can look to ward up while Sunken tries to defend the middle lane here. Oh, the crit dagger comes in, slows him down. Sna won't chase, though. It doesn't look like he actually got anything from that. No damage is what I meant. Jenkins, though, 1,400 gold, so he is getting closer with a little bit of that space to the Blink Dagger, which will open up Leviathan to be a bit more aggressive as Shredder continues to farm. The mask is finished. We saw the unveiling of the mask Chrono. They were not able to bring down the Razor. He's got Treads, Aquila. He's got 8 armor and 1,200 HP just about, so he is a pretty tough target. Shredder might need to get on that Maelstrom train before he's bringing down the Razor. And a big item pickup for the Doom coming out. IX Mike jungling from that off lane with the Devour. Pulls out the Blink Dagger here and has the pack leader's aura. We'll see if he wants to switch that for the Centaur Stomp. But his Blink Dagger is online. The Blink Dagger for the Doom is generally enough, but they might want the Stomp for some more disable. Up to Mike to decide for now. He'll just continue farming the middle lane, but it's up top where we've got Fluff in a little bit of trouble. The charge coming in. Earthshaker is there to be so disruptive and so defensive with that Fissure. Oh my gosh, the Echo goes out and he'll just punch down the Faceless Void. Nothing he can do. Fluff still alive. Will actually swap back Sunken now. They're trying to get the kill there. Mike gonna go forward. Will actually throw out the Doom. Didn't need it. Ush won with the RNG. It's a buyback actually on Shredder here as he looks to chase down. Time Walk off cooldown in 10, but can they kill Ush? Exorcism is just, well, okay, it's got half of its duration. Evasion no longer disabled, so 40%, or 50%, there's no way they kill Ush here. He's going to try to get in front for the body block. Creep Wave's going to be approaching, though, Actually, here comes Centaur. Another great defensive Fisher. Ush, that was not the right decision. I think you shouldn't have blinked that way. He's baiting it out right now, but the double edge comes in. He gets too close to the sharp edge of that axe. And he's brought down. I think that's a bit of a misplay for Ush's part. The creep wave was like, could have just waited another second and blinked up here to the creep wave and been home free. Tries to extend the play, but will be brought down for it. And that's more than 1,000 gold change and XP change for Leviathan, which means they must be falling behind. Yeah, we'll check the graphs. Over 5,000 gold behind, about 2,000 experience. The free glyph will go down upstairs here for Leviathan to delay the inevitable of this tier 1 tower probably falling. They've already lost bottom. They've already lost middle, so really the next objective here for the Nyx Assassins is to force a fight around this top tier 1 tower. We'll see what happens, though. Sunken's already up here, so he won't be charging to surprise anybody. Ush, however, will be blinking in to surprise the charger. Maybe he couldn't see it because he was in darkness. I don't know. Nushim eating a dagger. A crit dagger as well. I just don't think they have enough of an answer to Ush right now. Like, Chrono no longer disabling evasion. The only thing they have really is exorcism, and even that is not super effective. So the real answer right now is Centaur, the only one with enough magic damage to do anything against this Phantom Assassin. She is just owning right now. It's all way too much physical damage for Leviathan. Not enough focused magic burst, which is what you really need to deal with the PA. And the PA was drafted as the second pick for Nyx Assassins, probably in response to the Void, and Leviathan didn't really do enough, I think, with that information they had early on in the draft. And even Jenkins is going to fall. There's 3 heroes chasing him, and Fluff is somehow on the flank. I don't even know. Coming through these trees, maybe. Fluff 0, 3, and 11. Trying to pull that Pili die. Shredder forced to retreat off the middle lane. He's got 1,400 in the bank. That's not really close. That's the Mithril Hammer, and you're still going to need the recipe and the gloves if you want to go the Maelstrom route. But really, he needs an MKB already. Like, that's what he needs. And I think it, honestly, is what he has to go for first. Meanwhile, Ush is... Look at his net worth. He's way out front right now. Almost 8,000 net worth. He's already picked up the Basher with the phase drums. He's had no problem chasing people without it. And now that he's got the Basher, it really will be no problem. You've got the 25% melee chance, and the crit chance is 15 at all levels. So there's a pretty good chance. I don't think anyone's running away from this guy. Everyone for Leviathan grouped up here in the bottom lane. I'm not sure it's the strongest draft from Leviathan. I mean, they've beat Steak and Nyx Assassins in the past a few times recently. Those were just in qualifying games, best of ones. I don't know if Leviathan's bested them in a full best of 3 yet. But obviously Leviathan able to make their way through the lower bracket and get back to the finals. So game 1 so far not going so hot. But not incredibly far behind either. Breaking high ground is still going to be an issue. They just need to be careful not to feed this PA more than she's already been fed. She has feasted. She's 8, 2, and 4. She's tasted blood at least 12 times. Liquid Fire. Leviathan trying to get their comeback started with taking a tower. And maybe the pickoff here on Mike. The blink forward from Jenkins. The Scorched Earth will go out. They do have a Nether Strike as well if they want to use it. And I think they're going to throw it. They will. Not going to throw the Doom. Might think about it before he dies here. He's going to turn around and throw the Doom. He'll be brought down by that bash, but I think Ush will have no problem chasing this kill away. Chronosphere was actually used on the other side of things, or is just still down. No, it was used. And it's Ush to just clean up everybody. Sna's going to get involved. It's a double kill for Ush. And blinking away over to his ally Lust. He looks to continue to give chase to Shredder, but Shredder has disappeared into that top lane to farm some creeps. So he'll find some free space up there. But just as I say, they need to not give kills to Ush. Ush picks up 2 more, and Leviathan lose 4 heroes, and Ush is just running top. He knows there's no Chrono. Shredder can't do anything, and Time Walk might not be enough to get away. Because look at Ush wants blood. We're going on Ush cam, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't want to use the blink. He can follow him with the blink. He will lose vision, though, so that is one thing PA can't overcome. Doesn't have a Thunder Strike or any wards set up there. They honestly might put some wards there, as Earthshaker's going to get a kill on the bottom middle lane, and that's the Echo Slam being thrown out to bring down just the Spirit Breaker, but it's a kill, and will slow down the onslaught of charges coming every 12 seconds. Blink Dagger's there, but not much else for Jenkins at 18 minutes. Like to see him making his way towards that Force Staff. You'd like to see Spirit Breaker with an Urn, but he can't even get to afford that. We do see Lust has gone for the Urn of Shadows, which I really like. I feel like every team, no excuse not to have an Urn at 6.82. And Lust, well, I guess, yeah, you don't want to buy 2 disposable items, really, so Fluff went for the Medallion of Courage on the Vengeful Spirit, which is like, Lust, you kind of got to get the Urn. It will delay his blink timing, but as recent games have shown, PPD on an Earthshaker didn't get a blink until 40 minutes. It's not really required to have a big impact on this hero. Just solid positioning before engagements and the defensive fissures are really all you need, and I think Lust has been doing that perfectly. So a great example of how to play that Earthshaker. The less mobile Earthshaker, he'll go for the Treads and for the Urn. But is already up to 1200, so he could be looking towards that Blink Dagger. Not too much longer. We'll even take some of Snaw's creeps. Snaw's got the Ag Scepter and the Ring of Aquila up already, so the push is there. We look for the Mechanism over on Nyx Assassin, and they haven't even bothered for one either. I do like IX Mike's build. He goes for my personal favorite builds here. I guess the Tranquil Boots were his lane situation, but the Phase Blink Vlads, man, I love it. I think it's so good. You can get the mech as well, Phase, mech, Vlads. Just the Aura Doom, I think, is the way to play it. And so far, in terms of their pushing, I think they got all 3 tier 1s without having that Vlads, and now that they have it, they might have their eyes set upon the tier 2s. I mean, it won't be hard, right? You got the Aghanim Scepter here on Snaw. They do have to maybe watch out for the side stab. Actually, Lust will die up in the top lane. So now that the Earthshaker isn't around to be defensive, Nyx might want to be maybe more careful about this bottom fight, but they will realize, well, alright, you killed our support, whatever, that's fine. Sure, you get a little rubber band gold for that, but we're going to look to take another tier 2 tower. This tower really controls the Dire Roche advantage since the map changes, so that's going to be removed here. They'll force even the Stampede, so Stampede and Chrono both down, TP cancelled. Ush gets a kill elsewhere, and, well, I don't know if that Stampede was to save the Jakiro or not, but Jakiro and the Wild Wing both suffering the same fate. They're both dead. Wild Wing won't respawn, though. It's a sad life, man. Might respawn, reincarnate somewhere else, or come back as a satyr in another life. But the Wild Wing is lost. Speaking of neutrals and their potential auras, pack leaders is still the choice for IX Mike, as Leviathan are pretty cramped into their own side of the map right now. We'll check out Dire Vision. They've got one ward, maybe looking to stop some rotations. It comes a little bit short of spotting the rune. Look at this Radiant Vision, though. Nice. About to be dewarded, though, so that was obviously very aggressive. They're pressuring these 2 camps, not wanting to let Leviathan get anything out of their own jungle. This as well, sniping couriers, obviously a popular place to rotate through on the Radiant at this point. Sorry, the Dire at this point in the game, and the new one, trying to control the Roche, again covering these new paths and some rotations. So really chopping off the map, and you look at map control, they will find that D-ward, but that thing was running out anyways. But yeah, looking at map control, it's, I mean, what, this line to this? The majority of the map pretty much covered here. If Nyx want to push out into this lane, you draw the line here, and it's basically the Nyx Assassins controlling about 70% of the map. And already, I talked about Lust being the less mobile Blink Dagger, but at just 22 minutes, Treads earned Blink. He is sitting quite pretty. He's 4-3 and 10, involved in 14 of the 22 kills. Nyx, 12,000 gold ahead, just rising from the very, very start of the game. Very aggressive snowbally draft for a Leviathan that got a first blood, but then fell completely flat, and it's been all the Nyx Assassin since then. The Eye of Scotty comes out for the Phantom Assassin. You cannot run away. Cannot run away. There's no damage either. Like, Void can't fight. He can't boogie. He's got nothing with that Scotty attack speed slow. Ush, already unstoppable, jumps in, Gets a kill. I don't even know where he is. He's killing some more people. He's got a double kill. Wicked sick. Bring down the hero and the Centaur just like that. Strength hero, Centaur, no problem. Defensive Yules, Shibby to run away. Ush thinks about going high ground. He doesn't even care. And let me fix the vision there. Sunken going to go ahead and give charge. And they will drop the Chrono. Going to cancel the Nether Strike, but we'll have another opportunity for the Nether Strike. The swap comes out though and lost with the Blaze. The unveiling of the Blink Dagger. And it's going to be a long night. I wouldn't be surprised if LVT tap out in game 1. It started late. There's potential for 6 games here. Leviathan might not want to stress themselves too much on game 1. Starting to look nearly unwinnable right now. I guess with the Chrono Exorcism, they're going to wait for the first high ground breach attempt. As they won't have quite enough time to do that, Nyx Assassins will back off and they will go for the Roche, something that Ush could easily solo right now. And yeah, that buffed attack slow. So the move slow of 35, you're already slowed by the Stifling Dagger, the potential for the bash, and now a move speed slow of 35%. Ush going to be chasing for days. Not to mention, if they turn to fight, that buffed up from 35 now to 45 attack speed slow on the Scotty, you're not doing any damage back. Again, the only answer right now is Jenkins on the Centaur War Runner. I think he's the only one who's killed the PA to begin with. But let's look at the item progression. Shredder, he goes Demon Edge. He realizes the need for the MKB and how lackluster his Chrono is against that hero now. Shibby got out to the core Phase Drum Yules. Not doing anything for the team. I haven't seen one Exorcism do diddly in a team fight. Sunken, nothing. Nushim, nothing. And Jenkins with the Blink, which is way behind at this point in the game on average for a Centaur. So it's a long uphill struggle. And, well, the only thing that gets them into it is if the Nyx Assassins struggle going uphill. So we'll see. The time is going to come shortly as we're only at 25 minutes, but the game looking to close out potentially soon. Just look at that net worth. 15,000 on the PA, 10,000 on the Razor, and same thing for the Doom. When you got a tri-core and your net worth is like that, all in the lead, 1, 2, 3, it's never a pretty picture for the other team. In Leviathan, you see it 20,000 gold behind, about the same in experience. Check out the levels just for the lulz at this point. Sunken tried to get involved super early. He's level 8. Nushim level 9. Their offlane Centaur is the same level as the support Lust, and I bet Lust has more net worth. Yes, almost 2,000 gold more net worth as Shredder almost gets brought down. They will have to Stampede, so using a 90-second cooldown, or possibly 80 right now, 75-second cooldown just to disengage up there, which means bye-bye Tier 2 tower, and, well, it's then going to be up to the high ground. The Shiva's Guard comes out, so IX Might continues with my favorite Doom build. That's why they're winning right there, obviously. Disaster, boys. Chat's got it.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Creep's gonna be brought down, and here's the high ground breach. The Shiva's Guard to be unveiled. They are definitely aware of the Blink Dagger that is available for Lust right now, so Leviathan's gonna have to watch out for that. But I'm not sure it matters, to be honest. Even if they Chrono, I don't think they kill a single person. Ush jumps in on Nushim. There's a Chrono onto 4 people. Not an ounce of damage dealt. You can't hold this. Leviathan, they're dropping buyback there on the Spirit Breaker. They'll blow up the Death Prophet. She's got a buyback available as well. Doom onto Shredder. They'll chase him into the base. Buyback also available. You're being fountained over right now without even losing a Rax. There is no hope this game. It's an easy rampage for Ush. Nothing Leviathan could do to even respond to this. The best response would be GG in all chat, and there it is. GG well played from Shredder, and it really was well played. One of the cleaner games from the Nyx Assassins that I've had the pleasure to cast in a while. So, Mike clearly wants his money. The Nyx Assassins now 1 game away from taking the season. All they need is 2 wins to win the best of 3. They have a 1 best of 3 advantage, and the 2 best of 3 finals here, looking to take home just shy of $4,400. It's Ush in the middle lane, no counters to the Phantom Assassin. Razor didn't even have to do anything. And it's well played, Nyx. We'll see what Leviathan can do in game number 2. Hopefully you enjoyed the cast here, though, for CEVO Season 5. It's our grand finals.